So today we're talking about bipolar disorder. I will be going over the symptoms of the 3 different kinds of bipolar disorders, and we will discuss the differences between them as well as what can cause them and the treatment. But first, I want to welcome you to my channel. I'm Micheline and I'm a licensed therapist. I post videos weekly on Mondays and Wednesdays about mental health topics, so please make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn your notifications on. That way you never miss an update. And if you're coming back to my channel and you're enjoying my videos, you can help support me by hitting the like button and chatting with me in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. So let's dive right into bipolar disorder. So there are 3 different kinds of bipolar disorder, and they are known as bipolar 1, bipolar 2, and cyclothymic disorder. All 3 of them include changes in mood, energy, and activity levels that are polarized between high and low mood. So these moods can range from periods of extremely up, elated, irritable, or energized behavior known as mania, or slightly lower elated moods known as hypomania, to very down and sad, indifferent, and hopeless periods known as depressive episodes. So in bipolar 1, the person will have experienced depression at least once in their life and a manic episode at least once in their life. So the manic episode must have lasted in bipolar 1 for at least 7 days. A manic episode can look like increased self-esteem and grandiosity, the decreased need for sleep, feeling fully energized after only an hour or so of sleep, maybe talking a lot, rambling, and this is also known as manic speech. Could be racing thoughts, easily distracted, increase in goal-related activity and suddenly wanting to do everything all at once, and even engaging in activities that have severe consequences, such as reckless spending, gambling, and unsafe sex with many partners. In bipolar 2, it's very similar to bipolar 1, so you must have experienced depression and at least one hypomanic episode. And remember, hypomania is similar to mania but less intense. So in order to get this diagnosis, your hypomania in this case must last for at least 4 days rather than the 7 days with bipolar 1. And again, hypomania can look similar to the manic symptoms with increased speech, decreased need for sleep, and racing thoughts, but usually the hypomanic episodes are not as severe and intense as the manic episodes. And with mania, those symptoms can cause way more problems and more severe consequences than hypomania. And then we have a 3rd type of disorder that falls under the bipolar spectrum, and it's called cyclothymic disorder, which is defined by periods of hypomanic symptoms as well as periods of depressive symptoms lasting for a total for at least 2 years in the long term or 1 year in children and adolescents. However, the difference is that the symptoms of the depression and the hypomania are not severe enough to meet either criteria for depression or hypomania. So the symptoms are much lighter and they're not severe enough at all, so it's really easily missed by a professional. It may take a long time to get these diagnoses. So in most people, the depression and hypomania that occurs with cyclothymic disorder can last for days, weeks, and you might cycle in and out pretty quickly, or you might have periods of normal mood in between. So with any bipolar disorder, it is very important to get a diagnosis from a professional. So do not use this information to diagnose yourself. I would recommend talking to a therapist or a doctor. What causes bipolar disorder? And as always, there's never a clear-cut answer, but there are 3 brain chemicals that are believed to play a role. And these chemicals are norepinephrine, serotonin, and dopamine. So norepinephrine and serotonin have been consistently linked to psychiatric and mood disorders. And dopamine helps regulate pleasure and emotional reward. And in individuals with mood disorders, the nerve pathways that help with these chemicals, they seem to be disrupted. So additionally, researchers have identified subtle differences in the average size of activation in some brain structures in people with bipolar disorder. Other factors include genetics, stress, and trauma, just like with depression or other mental health issues. So treatment for bipolar disorder includes psychotherapy, medication, self-management strategies, and complementary health approaches such as aerobic exercise, meditation, and any social support that can help but not replace treatment. I hope that you found this information helpful. I know it was a lot, and I plan on breaking this up further in the future. So chat with me below and let me know your thoughts.